And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with this show that happens to be on while the street lights are out and the traffic's on the high rise, only known as Music Village. And I almost called this the Friday night special at this point because the sun magically disappeared while we were sitting around laughing about the old cool games we used to play. Which truly tells you folks that time flies while you're having fun. Or just goofing off, as the maestro says. I wasn't goofing off. Well, in this case, probably was, but either way, I wasn't goofing off. But despite me goofing off or not goofing off, folks, I'm looking at my watch right now. Oh, it's just about that time. It's the witching hour, which means it's time for us to be brought up to speed on news stories that happened from this week from, you guessed it, all around the world. And in our first news story, for you fans out there looking for something new in the world of Coca-Cola, I have some good news for you, because it's been announced as of this past week that Coca-Cola will be coming out with a new seltzer water dubbed AHA, or AHA, that will launch as of March 20th of next year. And I, for one, who had seltzer water before, for some strange reason found the taste to be just a little weird, but Coca-Cola said they will actually come up with some brand new flavors that actually coincide with that unique taste that seltzer water has, by not only coming out with flavors such as citrus green tea, black cherry, and even the flavor of coffee. Yum yum! And this is supposed to counteract, or more or less go against, the popular seltzer water brand of Highball from Anheuser-Busch. Now, I'm not sure, is that the same company that makes the beer, Busch, or am I wrong? I don't know, I don't drink. Well, alcohol that is, but soda on occasions, yes, but alcohol, no. Maestro, do you know? He says maybe. But for anybody looking forward to get their hands on this new drink, or even look at the new cool bottles that comes along with it, you can head on over to the Finance Yahoo page, only known as finance.yahoo.com, to check it out for yourselves. And here's hoping to have some form of silly commercial to go along with it by the time it releases for next year. Cause Coca-Cola has always been popular for that. Them and Pepsi. So here's hoping somewhere around the Super Bowl they do that. And in other news, or more or less music and acting news, it looks like Joe Pesci, for the first time in well over 21 years, is going to release a brand new album entitled Still Singing that will coincide with his new movie known as The Irishman. And I, for one, am a little bit surprised seeing the fact that Joe Pesci could actually sing and came up with an album. But according to the maestro and from what we got here, folks, not only he came up with an album called Little Joe Sure Can Sing back in 1968, and then would come out with a secondary album entitled Vincent LaGuardia Gambiti Sings Just For You, inspired by his character from the movie My Cousin Vinny. So, yeah, I wish I had a chance to get that album, just like I got the album that Rodney Dangerfield sung of classic, I do believe, French Sinatra songs that my teacher, Mr. Wallerstein, had a while back ago, and I was able to listen to it, but never played it on the air. I should have, but never did. And if you guys want to go ahead and head on over and check out one song from Joe Pesci's upcoming album, you can head on over to his Spotify page, only known as Joe Pesci, And if you want to check out the album cover art for this album, along with the movie that will be coming out as of November 27th, a part of Netflix, but as of this weekend for the 9th for select theaters, you can head on over to the website only known as consequencesofsound.net to check it out for yourselves. And just as a little bit of a heads up, folks, this album does feature Admiral Levine from Maroon 5 and also Jimmy Scott on this album as well. Not bad, Joe Pesci, not bad. And in other music news, for you fans of the Adult Singles program, I have some good news for you. Cause as of this week, they've officially announced the singles program for this year's lineup, and it is the following. And it's a pretty long list, so hang in there, folks, cause not only is Dawn, Flying Lotus, Para Elsewhere, Algiers, Matthew Deere, Mary Lattimore, Geotic, and hopefully we said that name right, James Blackshaw, Lingua Nota, DJ Harem, El Matty Jr. in the Goals, Serpent with Feet, Harem, Mike, DJ PayPal, nice name by the way, Matthew Deere, Machine Drum, Thelonious Martin and Adonis, Greg Fox, Kamiken, Nirvana Kravis, Yuli, Face, Noveller, and Jin, or J-Lin. Yes, like I said before, we will get names wrong for the list, but either way, this is the complete list of the 10th edition of their annual Music Discovery Series. And I, for one, who usually spends most of my time listening to this music when I'm not on a microphone or on the sticks playing games trying to beat people from all around the world, will definitely appreciate this once it comes out. And the first song for the said official 2019 lineup should be available as of this weekend. And if any of you out there who wants to check out the complete song list that will carry on over until the next decade, you can head on over to the website only known as adultswim.com, or head on over to the website known as consequencesofsound.net to get a little teaser trailer of the singles program that's available as we speak. Nice! And with all those regular news stories out of the way, folks, you guys at home know what time it is. It's time for us to go into yet another edition of Pre-Veterans Day edition of Video Game News. And in our first video game news story, and in shocking news from out of left field for me, folks, for you fans of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the next character that you can now use as of right now as we speak is none other than Terry Bogard from the King of Fighters series. Or for me, the Capcom vs. SNK series that I played when I was a young wee boy. And from a couple of the moves I was able to see from Abdullah Smash, he has a pretty good skill set. And not to mention, still has that crack shot kick that he did back in the arcade version of the game, which is always a people pleaser for me. And not to mention, with this character in the bracket, it makes it well over 100 characters that I now get a chance to stomp out with Ganondorf. And yeah, this is somebody else that I have to add on to the list of people that I can go ahead and stomp out on a classic basis. And as a bit of a warning for a couple of you streamers or YouTubers out there who wants to actually take footage of these DLC characters, it would say right here on the bottom that you cannot make videos or replays of characters that you have not purchased And that includes fighters, stages, music, Mii fighters, or even costumes, and so on and so forth. And alongside with it, the game has been balanced according to the characters that's been added, and several issues have been fixed to improve gameplay experience for this year. And I, for one, would say that would be the first time I ever heard that you would have to purchase the DLC characters to get permission to actually record them, but it makes sense. It is Nintendo after all. And if you guys want to check out the complete list of cool characters you'll be able to get and the spirits that come along with it from this recent update, you can head on over to the website only known as GameInformer.com to check it out for yourself. And in other video game news, for you fans of the game World of Warcraft out there and are chomping at the bit for the new expansion pack of Shadowlands that will be coming out as of next summer for next year, I have some more news for you on that one. And it's been announced that the level cap as of the next expansion pack will be reduced from level 50 from the classic level of 120 that they had prior, cutting the levels in half by well over 70. Yikes! Yikes! And the reason for doing this has been said that not only it makes it simpler to level up, but also makes it a little bit easier to level up alongside with your friends. And I, for one, who is used to at this point very low levels for level caps, I don't know. I'm used to level caps being at least 100, 200, sometimes 250 depending on the game. But the fact that they're lowering the level cap now to a low level of 50 after it being 120 for the longest amount of time, I got a feeling a couple of the higher level characters who got above the level of 50 might be a little upset about this. And the reason why I say that, folks, is because what will happen once they do the whole patch and the people who are higher than level 50 have to have their level cut down to a 50 or below, or have to start from the beginning. But the silver lining of all of this is, folks, for those who are so used to having those high numbers just like I do, it's been announced by John Haidt himself that when this patch takes effect, for those who get to level 50 and always hoped for that level 20 badge of honor like I do, you will still have the same power as you would for level 50 as you would for level 120 if you were trying to reach it. Well, that's the only silver lining I see in it, besides the fact that they went with the City of Heroes/Villains mode for this, if you were able to get the neutral hero pack for it, and it's that you start in an alternative world until you reach level 10, and then from level 10 all the way until level 50 you'll be in the area of the Battle for Azeroth, and after you hit level 50, you will finally gain access to the new DLC or expansion pack of Shadow Realm. So at least it'll give you a little bit of a refresher course if you're new to the game or not. But either way, still not feeling the cut in level over 70 levels for the level pack, but hey, it may be a good change. And for anybody out there who wants to check out any further news of the expansion pack that will be coming out as of next summer for World of Warcraft, you can head on over to the Twitter page of one man only known as Blizzard to check it out for yourselves. And with that said, folks, for this week, you have all officially been brought up to speed. And I guess with that said, we might as well head back into the music, and when we return, we'll be back with the final segment for Music Village for this week, right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.